Hi, Mrs. Mong. Okay, this one is a little bit tricky, so I'm going to explain it verbally. So the first part that I saw that she already started writing down, the breadth is 1 unit and the length is, she wrote there 2 units. So this is the explanation for this. So let's take a look at this part. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this part of the rectangle, okay? So this is the length. We can find out how many breaths is equivalent to the length by pushing out, the method is push out method, this and this and this part. Okay, so what push out method is essentially shows that if you move the perimeter about, like let's say I'm moving this downwards, you notice that those three short lengths, which are the breadths of one rectangle, they become equivalent to the length of one rectangle. So if I say that the breadth is 1 unit, then the length will be 3 units based on this comparison. Okay, so now we're going to start working from here. Each rectangle has a perimeter of 16 cm. Okay, so if I were to draw out one rectangle, the length will be 1 unit, the length will be 3 units, the breadth will be 1 unit, and the perimeter is 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1 units. That's 8 units. The perimeter of each rectangle, they've told us, is 16 cm, so 8 units equals to 16 cm, and 1 unit equals to 2. Okay, next we are going to find out the perimeter of the figure. So let me just go over it using my laser pointer. The perimeter of the figure is essentially only the outside outline. All the inside lines should not be counted as the perimeter. Alright, so we are first going to highlight the obvious lengths. I'm going to color code it as yellow. This is the length of the rectangle and it's in the perimeter. There's another length here and another length here. Each of these lengths is 3 units, so the yellow lines are essentially 9 units. Now I'm going to do some of the parts where it's an unknown number of units. So this is obviously the breadth, this is obviously the length. How about these parts? Right, it looks like part of the length, like these parts are part of the length, but we cannot assume whether it's 1 unit or 3 units. So I'm going to do a logical comparison. I'm going to do this in green. Okay, so I have this, I can kind of push out using this part. So using push out method, if I were to move this inward, sorry, this is just going to take a while, but I think you should be able to see that it lines up perfectly. So those two individual lengths add up to one length of the rectangle. So I'm going to mark out the perimeter, and what I encourage the students to do is to label like that, one length, so you can keep track of what you've drawn around the perimeter. So that's one length. The other one is this, and this. Okay, just to use my laser pointer to show you, since you understand the concept of push-up method already, this is equivalent to one length. So those 3 individual parts add up to a second length. The next one is here, here, and here. Use my laser pointer to point again. Okay, you see it adds up to this length. So now that we have done, so this is 3 lengths. So I'm color coding it green. The green is 3 lengths, which is another 9 units. Okay, if this confuses you, you can erase any additional notes. And the last one I'm going to do, let's do it in pink, is the breaths. Now, one breath is equal to 1 unit, so I just need to count it in terms of 1 unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so take note, this is what a rectangle looks like. The breadth needs to be the shorter end of it, not the unknown part of the length. Okay, so I counted 8 units, and that will be my perimeter. So I'm counting all of them together. 9 units plus 9 units plus 8 units. That's a total of 26 units. And since we have previously found out that 1 unit is 2 cm, then 26 times 2, is 52 cm. Yeah.